Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're back in the kitchen and we are going to look at a keto cookie recipe. So these keto cookies, I've tried several different ones over the last few weeks and some of them are kind of dry or crumbly or kind of clog up in your mouth. So I'm trying to find the perfect one that tastes good and is easy to eat. So let's see what we have started with our ingredients. All right, so these are the ingredients that I'm going to use today. We have some almond flour, coconut flour, vanilla, salted butter, some cream cheese, and eggs, salt, cinnamon, our homemade vanilla, some Swerve chocolate chips. Those are for keto-friendly chocolate chips, some baking powder, and pecans. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is take our 8 tablespoons or half a cup of salted butter. This is softened. It's been at room temperature for the day. And we're going to take our 4 ounces of cream cheese. This is also softened to room temperature. And we're going to take our erythritol, or your sweetener of choice. This is a sugar substitute. This is a half a cup of erythritol. We're going to cream this together until it's nice and fluffy. Right, now we're going to add our 1 beaten egg and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we're going to beat this again as well. Right, next we're going to combine our dry ingredients. So we have a half teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to put this in with our 2 cups of almond flour. This is finely ground almond flour. And we're going to add a half a cup of coconut flour. So we're just going to go ahead and slowly mix this together. And then we're going to add it into the mixer to process it with our wet ingredients. All right, so we are going to go ahead and just slowly add our dry ingredients with our butter, cream cheese, egg, and vanilla. Okay. You don't want to spray it all over the kitchen, so don't turn your beater on high until you've mixed it in some. Go ahead and give that a small blend, and then we'll add the rest. All right, so this is what our dough looks like. It's nice and stiff like a cookie dough, and we're going to add in a 3/4 of a cup, half to 3/4 of a cup of finely chopped pecans, and almost a cup of our chocolate chips. These are the Swerve chocolate chips, so they don't have the sugar in them. We're going to combine this together manually until it becomes nice and incorporated with all the pecans and chocolate chips throughout. All right, so here's our dough. As you can see, it looks nice and thick. It has our pecans and our chocolate chips in here. All right, so you can use a cookie scoop, or you can take your hands and you're going to form about a 1-inch ball, a little less than golf ball size. And you have your cookie dough here. You're going to put it on your parchment lined pan, and we're going to come back through and lightly press it down. You can use a cup, the end of a cup, or you can use your hand to lightly press it until it's about a 1/4 of an inch thick. So this should be about the thickness that you want for your cookie. And you can space these fairly close together. They're not going to spread out very much when they bake. Okay, so you can see that we're starting to get these on the sheet. It looks like there's going to be about 5 across and 4 down. All right, we have our sheet pan ready. We're going to put it in a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven. We're going to check them at the 8-minute mark, but I think they're going to probably take at least 10 minutes to cook. So let's go put them in the oven. We're going to let these cook. We'll check them in a little bit. All right, you guys, these cook for right about 10 minutes. So you can see they're lightly golden on the side. We're going to let these set up for a minute because they are super soft while they're warm. So I'm going to let them stay on this pan while they cool off for about 5 minutes before we attempt to eat them or move them. All right, you guys, here is our cookie. It is low carb. There's no flour except almond flour and coconut flour. And there's no milk. It does have butter and cream cheese though, so it's not dairy free. And it has an egg, but it also has chocolate chips and pecans. The chocolate chips are the Swerve variety, which is a low carb, low sugar variety of chocolate chip. So we're gonna give it a go. It's very soft when they first come out of the oven, so it tends to want to crumble, but we're going to let it sit for a few minutes and give it a go. Let's see how it tastes. All right, first reaction. It definitely needed the pecans and the chocolate chips. That was a really good cookie. Let's see what Vince thinks about it. All right, Vince, what do you think?
Mighty tasty.
It's got pecans and chocolate chips. Can you tell?
Yeah, it's good.
So there you have it, folks. You got a winner. We finally found a keto low carb cookie that we really like. It's a chocolate chip pecan cookie, a little bit like a pecan sandy, but very delicious. So we hope you give this recipe a try. What would you do different? Let me know if you try something different in the recipe, and hopefully you'll enjoy it as much as we do. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye.